Greetings, pool fans. We are coming to you from Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the WPA Players Championship. It is semifinals time, and it's all brought to you by the World Pool Billiard Association, the WPA, and CSI, CueSports International. Now, this semifinal is a race to 9 alternate break. The winner moves on to our finals later today. Of course, the loser is out. Now, let's meet the players. It's a Philippines versus Taiwan match. Firstly, from the Philippines, let's welcome Johann Chua. And from Taiwan, his opponent, Hsuan Cheng. Once again, race to 9 alternate break. Gentlemen, let's lag.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for day 4, the final day of the WPA Players Championship. Started with 64 of the top players from around the world. We are down to our final 4. This has been a single elimination event. The semifinals and finals will be a race to 9, win by 2. I'm joined in the booth this afternoon, I should say.
This morning.
My good buddy Jason Kane. How are you today, pal?
Okay, thanks, Ben. We have an excellent match here. Hsuan Cheng from Chinese Taipei versus Johann Chua from Manila in the Philippines. Hsuan Cheng is a 798 on the Fargo, and Johann's a 793. So only a 5-point difference, Ben. Should be a very close match.
Yes, sir. Too tough to call.
And both of our semifinals in this main event are Chinese Taipei versus the Philippines. Our next match at 2 p.m. will be Carlo Beato from the Philippines versus Chang Yu Lung from Chinese Taipei at 2 p.m.
So no Americans left. Everybody flew over the pond and came over and shut us out.
Cue ball.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's not a good start for Kevin. He made a ball, but he just stopped the cue ball and just dragged it over untouched into the side.
Hsuan Cheng, not an extremely hard breaker, but we have seen some amazing cue ball control from him on the break throughout the duration of this event. Very impressive. But not so successful on his first attempt here. Johann Chua, ball in hand. Opportunity to strike first blood.
And if Kevin had parked the cue ball, he would have had a nice shot on the 1. And he's always getting position on that 1, we've noticed. He just didn't stop the cue ball this time.
Chua looking good so far. Like you said, we have an all-Filipino Chinese Taipei finals.
It's a nice shot there. Didn't go anywhere near any of the pockets with the cue ball.
He preferred the cue ball off the rail, but I believe he'll be okay from here. Yep. Very nicely done. Chua punishing Hsuan Cheng for that scratch on the break. We've seen some very high class pool over the last 7 or 8 days. We have been treated for sure. He hit that ball very well.
Just the start he wanted, Ben.
Yes, it is. I like the way he played that 9 too. Went around it and made sure he had plenty of room. Target area for that cue ball.
1-0 to Johann Chua, and he's broken the serve after 1 game. Johann, to get here, beat in round 1 Kun Lin Wu 8-6. Round 2, Mika Immonen 8-6. Round 3, Nick Malai, 10-9. That was a nail biter.
Wow.
And in the quarterfinal, Duan Kwok Huang, 7-3.
So he has had some amazing victories so far. Folks, May 24th through June 1st right here in this building, Griff's Billiards in Las Vegas. We've got 3 U.S. Open events I'd like to tell you about. The U.S. Open Bank Pool Championships, the Straight Pool Championships, and the U.S. Open One Pocket Championships. All 3 events have $10,000 added to each prize fund. Should you play all 3 events, we have an all-around bonus. If you win that all-around, it's a $3,500 bonus and a spot into the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. $100,000 added to that event. Second place runner-up for these One Pocket events earns themselves a $1,500 bonus. For more information or to sign yourself up, check out playcsipool.com/events. As we saw in the qualifying stages and the early stages of round 2, it was rack your own. The semifinals, Mr. John Lehman handling the racking responsibilities.
I was going to say the players cannot ask for a re-rack. They have to accept it. They're just looking to see how to attack it.
Correct. Yeah, they can study the rack, but they can't ask for a re-rack.
Can't see what happened here. Well,
I didn't hear anything fall.
no.
Tough to see what happened there. It does appear to be legal. It looks like 3 balls did cross the head string.
Someone's had been on the Budweiser. Cameraman's had the Budweisers last night. All over the place. Well, he's got a shot on a 1.
He can see the 1. You're absolutely right.
The 2 is somewhere on the table.
I think the 2 is down by the lower
there it
left
is.
here. Yeah, there it is. I believe the 2 does pass to the lower left if he opts to play past the 9. He's got a couple of options for the deuce.
Watch out, 5 ball. Oh, you got it. You got it. Nudge.
Curious to see how he's feeling this early on in the day. Will he attack here or will he play safe?
He's looking here, Ben, after he hits a 2, where the cue ball's going to come off. Maybe skimming a 9 he's looking at. He's not sure.
Certainly got some fairly, I don't want to say easy, but somewhat routine safety opportunities on offer. He can attack this ball to the lower right. Cue ball will track into the 9 ball. It's anybody's guess where it goes after that.
You might be able to avoid the 9 with bottom, like hitting the ball kind of cheating full, and then 2 rails out for the 3 in the same pocket. I can't tell if he has that angle to cheat by the 9 or skim off the 9, and the same thing happened. Just hit it thin on the 9. I think he's doing my shot where he's going to dig down. Oh, play that shot nicely. Oh, I thought it came out more. He hit the 9 a bit too thick.
Yeah, it was really tough to predict where the cue ball was going to collide with on that 9 ball, and then also tough to predict where it's going to land. He knew he was going to be in the lower vicinity of the table. He knew he was going to have some sort of shot on offer for the 3, whether it's aggressive or safe. It's pretty safe to assume that he was going to be able to see this ball anyhow. I think he has to bank if he wants to be aggressive.
Playing safe behind the 8. We saw in a previous match he did a lot of these lock-up safeties. This one's a bit short. Still got him though, I think. It's a good shot.
There might be an edge there, but yeah, we did see yesterday some of the safety play from Kevin Cheng was absolutely incredible. That cue ball was just on a string. He'd have it traveling 9, 10, 12 feet, and it would just snuggle up right where he wanted it to, frozen to the back of another ball. It's pretty incredible to watch yesterday.
Sidearm jump cue. It's good effort. However, he's left it.
Kevin Cheng with an opportunity now. to get back on serve. Take one back from Chua. Saw where he pointed there, kind of tells you he's going to play for a position above this 4-ball. He does not want to play the 4-7 combination. He wants the cue ball in between the 4 and 9 ball to play the 4 to your right-hand side pocket as you're looking at the screen. We are also playing all ball fouls. Good time to talk about that. If his shirt was to brush that 6-ball or any ball, any of his clothing or hair, anything like that, it would be a foul and result in ball in hand for his opponent, Johann Chua. I believe he has overrun his ideal. Yeah, you can see where he put his hand right there is where he wanted to be. He has overrun it by 8 or 10 inches. I don't believe he will be playing this in the side anymore. He has the lower right on offer. Just play a stop shot, take a tougher cut on the 5. He may also elect to stun over, which he has done pretty well. Tough to see how much room is between for that 5-ball in regards to the 7, but he's getting down fairly quick. I think he likes it. He heard me. Plenty of room. Going to see the cue ball travel 4 rails here. He will hit the 7-ball extremely thin, but he'll be using a lot of left-hand spin as well. 3rd rail. Yep, here comes the 4th one. Leaves himself an excellent natural angle to just pocket this 8 in the corner closest to you on your screen. So Kevin Cheng does what he needs to do and takes one back from Johann Chua. Folks, as we said at the beginning, this is a win by 2 format. Should these players end up tied at 11 racks apiece, if nobody can get a 2-game gap once we hit 9 and we end up at 11 racks apiece, there will be a lag and a 1-game playoff to determine who moves on to the finals and who doesn't.
Hsuan Kevin Cheng, round 1, beat Fu Che Wei 7-4. Round 2, beat David Anderson 7-2. Round 3, beat Sean Wilkie 7-4. And in the quarterfinals, he beat Jason Shaw on the TV table here 7-5. They're back on serve now.
John Lehman doing a good job to make sure these gentlemen have a good fair rack. As you can see, Kevin Cheng kind of studying, making sure there are no gaps, and should there be a little sliver somewhere, he can opt to break from a different location on the table if he wants to.
Let's see if he can park the cue ball this time and get position on that 1. He lost the cue ball and went for a cut break, actually.
If you notice, he's breaking from the opposite side of the table
Nothing went down.
than what he was breaking from yesterday. He was doing a really good job of pocketing the wing ball to the lower right and leaving the 1 ball toward the upper right.
I think what's happening for both players is they were used to racking their own in a certain way, and now someone else is doing it. They have to look, and they're just changing it according to them. It's not easy to get all the boards tight. There are probably some little gaps, and
That's a pretty good
they're adjusting.
Good assessment. I didn't think about that. He may have just been adjusting based on what he saw in that rack. It's a good call.
John Lehman giving them both the business, as we say, accidentally. Three and 5 could be a slight problem later on. Does go in the bottom corner though, the 3-ball, and that will get you on the 4. First, he's got to deal with this long 1.
Yeah, I can't tell if the cue ball is going to naturally travel toward the right long rail or if he can just snatch this ball straight back with draw. I think either way he can draw it back. Ideally, he, I think in this position, would like to be fairly straight. You can see that he is. He can probably draw right up between the 4 and the 9. Hit it beautifully, just like that.
Wanted to slow down. He didn't want this angle.
I think he's going to be forced into this 3-5 combination, which, as we can see, is a little bit off angle. The 3 ball will be traveling slightly away from that corner pocket after contact with the 5, so he's got a little bit of extra care he needs to take with this shot.
It should set up nicely, though. If he just hits it slowly, a 3 ball should go over to the right. Cue ball stay kind of where it is, float forward. Automatic position,
Yeah.
you would think.
Just got to make sure he hits the 5 in the right spot. Doesn't want to hit it too full.
Oh, he opted to hit it a different way. I didn't, well, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
He's not, you saw kind of he waved right there. I think he thought that that object ball was going to travel in the direction that he waved. Left himself a little bit tricky. Not so sure we'll see him attack here.
It's a big pocket, maybe. If that 7's hanging over the edge, I can't tell. For the bank, I mean. Maybe a 2-way. Stop the cue ball, 4 in the same pocket. Now he's going all out safety, it looks like.
He may be trying to get the 3 ball in the vicinity of the lower right, possibly even making it and using the 4 as a blocker. You could essentially treating this as a 2-way shot. But I believe the smartest shot is just kind of all-out safety here. Which, yep, you're right. That's exactly what he did. And he did it beautifully.
He's excellent.
Gosh,
Those
he's got
shots.
that cue ball extremely well controlled. And he's taken away the 1 rail escape to the left with both the 4 and the 8 ball. So he's going to be forced to shoot through traffic here. You can see him aiming up toward that 9 ball. Either that or he can shoot multiple rails away from the situation and back into it. Asking for the rest from Mr. Lehman. There is no shot clock in this event, so players are welcome to take their time studying the table.
Oh. That's a big miss.
It was a big miss, but it was a tough
tough
hit
shot,
as well. So Kevin Cheng will be pleased. His safety effort has paid off after his faulty positional play on the 3-5 combination, which was extremely tough to achieve anyhow. He pulled off a great safety. Now he's got ball in hand.
Seven to the 8. Key shot later on. He's already thinking, he's looking there, and then when to get on the 8, he just looked at that. Thinking every shot ahead before he hits his ball.
Good news for him. Once he comes to the 7 ball, it's not frozen to the rail. He does have a little sliver of air between the 7 and the rail, which makes pocketing the ball just a little bit easier. Also kind of takes that mental illusion out of your head. A lot of times those side pocket points tend to jump out of nowhere when cutting a ball down the rail. You may be looking at getting above this. Opposite-handed.
Oh, did he get close? No, he's okay.
You got, it looks like, exactly straight in.
Which is not what he wanted.
No, he needed some sort of angle to get that cue ball back over towards center table for the 8. He's going to have to manufacture something or take the tougher shot. He does have a little angle. I think he can run forward. Yeah, there he did.
He's got to slow down.
I don't want to jinx him, but we did see on 1 or 2 shots very, very, very similar to this one yesterday. He undercut them, bobbled them, and left them in the jaws. I'm wondering if those thoughts have entered his mind at all.
Alex Kazakis would play safe here.
Touchy subject, sir. Touchy subject. Wonder if David O'Cady will be here for the U.S. Open.
He better be. How can you miss that? Cut it thin to win.
Wow. At first glance, I thought he overcut that ball.
Hsuan Kevin Cheng about to go up 2-1. Safety play winning in that game.
Yes, excellent safety earned him ball in hand, and he will be breaking in rack number 4.
Kevin Cheng is a 2015 U.S. Open 9-ball champion, and he beat our buddy Carl Boyers in the final.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's why Carl didn't want to commentate this match. I see. Folks, another event I want to touch on here, July 22nd through the 26th, the Rio Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas. CSI presents the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. There is $100,000 added to this event. Check out world10ball.com for more information or playcsipool.com/events for information on this, as well as all other upcoming events. We also have a qualifier event for this, April 27th, right here at Griff's. It's only a $35 entry. So for 35 bucks, you can win yourself a spot into the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. Here we see it on our screen here. There's that qualifier I was just talking about. Same building, right here, Griff's in beautiful Las Vegas. Check out playcsipool.com for more info.
Are you going to play in that qualifier, maybe?
I don't know. Probably not.
If you play, I'll play. How about that?
All right.
I'll dust off the cue.
Chua breaking off in rack 4. Opting to break closer toward the center of the table.
Park
We
that
haven't
cue
seen
ball.
that a whole lot. Yes, he did.
That's beautiful. Made a ball, part of the cue ball on the 1. The only problem is 2's up table, 3's down table. Otherwise, they're wide open. Does his 3 ball actually go by the 9? If it doesn't, he's in a spot of bother. No, it does.
A spot of what?
Yeah, a spot-
Bother?
Yes, a spot of bother.
Oh. I couldn't tell if you said spot of bother or spot of butter. I'm like, maybe this is an English thing.
No, not spot of butter, no.
We're having fun here, folks. We've been having a blast for the last week.
Ben should be careful what he says. I have a lot of ammunition I haven't used yet on him.
I'm minding my P's and Q's, sir. Carl has made me the butt of one too many jokes this week.
Wow, he got that little nudge on a 2 and it's changed everything here all of a sudden.
Yes, it has. Getting down for the 3 ball now. I believe he will do what I think you would do in this situation, Mr. Kane. He will pocket the 2 and play for position to play safe on the 3.
That's one of my specialties.
I could see him pocketing this ball, just drifting straight down center table as much as possible. I know he's fairly straight on this. But if he can track toward that 3 ball, he may be able to hide the cue ball behind the 9 and send the 3 back up table. It's not an easy shot by any means, but it is there.
He's looking at where he wants the cue ball to be to play that safety.
So that must have been extremely straight. Just opted to roll it. And he went the other way. He tried to use the 3 or the 9 to hold the 3 ball.
He got there.
He may have.
I think so.
I don't know. He dropped the tip of his cue into the carpet, which kind of.
Yeah, the body language isn't so good, actually, yeah.
Usually a sign that it didn't go quite how he had intended. I don't see any dismay on Kevin Cheng's face. And
And now he's thinking. We're watching him. I'm just standing up and looking at his body language. Oh, here's a good view coming up. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
just enough. That's a great view right there, too.
Nice shot. When he took so long, it concerned me. I'm like, why is he taking so long? Maybe just making sure. Yeah, you were mentioning we're not using a shot clock, and we haven't needed one so far. The plays all week long has been quite, fast, and no one's been slowing anything down, I don't think.
Yeah, everybody seemed to have a good pace. The WPA and CSI and our production crew have done a really good job of scheduling match times and giving fair amounts of time for all these matches to be played. Sometimes you see match time scheduled a little bit tight. 45 minutes for a race to 7 is, unless both players are playing really well or really fast, it's tough to do. So they did a really good job of scheduling. We had hour-long matches in the qualifiers. These are scheduled for 2 hours. So we've got a nice little time slot.
Bottom left here. Get on down table for the 9.
Perfect. And as you mentioned earlier, I'll mention it again. We've got Hsuan Cheng versus Carlo Beato on our feature table next.
Chang was actually one of our qualifiers.
Yes.
He made it out of the qualifiers.
Yes, he was.
Day 2, he made it out of the qualifiers.
Folks, while Mr. Lehman is cleaning the cue ball and taking care of the rack for these folks, give us an opportunity to give some proper mention to some of our sponsors. First off, our host location, Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas. And you can look at the top of your screen, too, for what I'm about to touch on here. Some of our sponsors. Predator Cues is the official cue of CueSports International. We are playing on 4.5 by 9 foot diamond tables, beautiful diamond tables wrapped in green Andy Simonis 988 cloth. Also sponsored by How Tips, H-O-W Tips. Check them out on Facebook. Master Billiard Chalk is the official chalk of this event. And of course, produced by CSI and brought to you by the WPA. And I almost forgot one. I almost forgot the honorable mention. Thank you so much to the Rio Hotel and Casino. We do host a number of events at that location as well. We will talk about those later. For now, Kevin Cheng to break, leading by a score of 3-1, I believe. Yes. Watch that 6 ball and the 1 ball. 6 ball down.
Stop the cue ball just about. And got position on the 1.
So
This is what we've been seeing all week.
yeah, I was going to say, we've been seeing this from him on a consistent basis. And I must admit, me being a bit of a fairly good breaker myself, this guy scares me. He's able to duplicate what he did from both sides of the table. So if he's not completely satisfied with the way one side of the rack looks, he can go to the other side and duplicate that. That's very tough to do. Absolutely parks the cue ball. Pockets 2 balls. And he's left with a pretty good starting shot on the 1 here.
That's what Carl Boyers was telling me when he played him twice in the U.S. Open in a hot seat match, and then in a final, he just couldn't stop it. He just kept breaking, making a ball, getting position, and had no chance.
Tells me Carl needs to work on his break a little bit.
He was just sitting there, I think.
Now, that was a pretty creative shot right there. Using the 5, nudging the 5 off the rail, coming in between the 5 and the rail. That was much more difficult than it appeared to be.
That bounced a little further than he thought. You can go into the 9 here. Yeah, he's looking at it now. Two-way shot. Make the 4. Cue ball into the 9. Might still get on the 5.
I think he really needs to focus on pocketing the 4 mainly. I mean, the 9 is his second objective, I believe. But we've seen this a lot where a player has seen a situation like this where they've got the opportunity to possibly pocket 2 balls or play a carom, and they actually missed the first ball.
Yeah, he changed his mind, which is probably the correct shot, just went to get position on the 5.
I like how he points to where he wants to be. It's a great reference point for viewers, kind of gain a little bit of understanding of what he's thinking. I think it's also a good practice just to kind of draw it out for yourself. If you can visualize it, it makes it a little bit more realistic to execute.
I like what he's doing now. I like to walk over, actually. You know, point, but also have a look from that angle and point. And you were saying earlier, sometimes a little chalk mark on a table, you say, oh, I want to be near that mark. You know, visualize something to aim for, target, speed, target point, if you can. Not just like, I'm going to hit it over there. Again, he just pointed where he wants the cue to be for the 8, back to where he's standing.
I believe that angle, I think he was a little bit straighter on that 5 than he wanted to be, and he's shooting into a tight side pocket from a bit of an acute angle. There wasn't a whole lot he could do for position with the cue ball. He did well to get where he was.
Let's see John Lehman, a tournament director, getting some TV time here. He's actually an actor. I've known him for 25 years. He's been on Saturday Night Live many times. And that isn't a joke, actually, he is.
That's impressive. I've known the man a while, didn't know that. I knew he was in the industry, but cool little piece of info there.
He was a lead singer in an 80s heavy metal band. And that is not a joke either.
Meanwhile, Cheng handling his business yet again, increasing his lead by another rack, leading 4-1 over Johann Chua.
Well, Chua's going to get something going, otherwise this could be a quick match.
Still very early, but as we've seen, some of these deficits become harder to come the deeper and deeper they go. This is alternating break format, so you won't see multiple racks broken run by one person in a row, strung together, putting together packages, if you will. Folks, 2 more U.S. Opens I'd like to talk about. August 8th through the 13th right here in Las Vegas. We have the U.S. Open 10-ball championships and the U.S. Open 8-ball championships. Both events have $10,000 added to them for a total of $20,000 for the course of those 5 days. And that's just added money. Both events taking place right here at Griff's in Las Vegas. Check out playcsipool.com/events for info on that and everything else we got coming up.
We also have at 4 p.m. our consolation final. 2 European Mosconi Cup former teammates, Niels the Terminator Fayen versus Torsten the Hitman Homan. I'm looking forward to that match.
Toasty versus Niels.
Yeah, and Niels has been here since early in the morning practicing in a corner. Torsten Homan hasn't turned up yet. Niels is here to win this consolation final.
Sneaky Niels over there getting in his table time. Can't say that I blame him at all.
He was the last one to finish last night, last match, and first one back in the pool hall in the morning.
That is a statement in itself. That's dedication and hard work.
John Lehman took extra time this time because I think Chua hasn't been making a ball. He's having a good look to see if there's any little gaps and how to attack it.
That was interesting. He looked at the rack, and then he leaned back and looked up at the score line, almost as if the score was going to determine how or where he broke from. That was an interesting thought right
He's
there.
going to give this a whack then. Cue ball.
Wing ball goes straight in.
I think the cue ball was going to get kicked out.
That was a legal break. The 5 ball did cross the head string as well as the 7. It came up and then back down. Ball pocketed. Legal break.
He's got a chance. Get back in this match.
Yeah, as you're saying, Chua needs to make something happen here. You can't fall down 5-1.
Especially with the way Cheng's getting his break going and his alternate breaks. You can't get back in a match like with it. If Cheng just keeps breaking and running out, you have no chance in alternate break format. That's a nice shot there with a little bit of an angle to punch out. I think he's just going to punch out and settle for this 4 from where he's looking at.
Wow. He hit that very well.
Yeah, just what I thought he'd do there.
Stunned that off the rail. That was a tough shot. Tougher than he made it look.
Oh, he nearly missed that. And meanwhile, he got perfect. Definitely hit that different than I would have, but that's why he's out there playing. I would have just pinched that back with bottom right. Came out wide open over there. He went close to the 5. Looking good here. 6. Easy position on turquoise 7, and then 8 over the hole, 9 over down on the bottom there. Johann, 2015 and 2017, is the champion of the All Japan tournament.
What years was that? I'm sorry.
2015 and 2017, he finished first in the All Japan Championship.
Okay. 2014 was won by another player who did fairly well in this event, Raymond Faraon. Remember, he was the 2014 All Japan champion. And he actually is from the Philippines.
Yeah, it's a funny title, All Japan Championship, and then other people, different countries can play.
So Chua looking real good here to get back within 2. And does so very well. Kevin Cheng leading Johann Chua by a score of 4-2.
But can anything stop Kevin Cheng breaking and stopping a cue ball and getting position on the 1? This is a World Pool Billiard Association tournament. It's their first tournament they are hosting. And it's produced by CSI. Playing on the nice diamond tables here with the Addy 988 cloth, Cyclop Hyperion balls, and Master Billiard chalk. $50,000 added event. $10,000 to the winner, $7,000 a second, And the loser of these semi-final matches get 5,000. These players staying for the US Open at Mandalay Bay starting on Sunday. Once again, John Lehman taking his time, making sure the balls are tight as possible there. Let's see what Kevin Cheng does. Same position on cue ball, let's see. Yes.
Kevin sticking with the left side break as you're viewing it. The right side if you're the player. Let's keep an eye on that 2 ball and the 1 ball. Blue 2 deposits in the lower left as predicted. The 1 ball was on track like it usually is for him.
Wow,
As
look at
Carl
this.
would say, it got a healthy nudge, useful nudge, excuse me, and now he's in a golden position to take down rack number 7.
Just position on a 4 ball later is the only. Yeah, he's looking at it now. 3 to the 4, and then the game should be over. I'm not going to say what Ben Sutherland just did. I'm just going to stay silent.
I'll say it. I accidentally flashed a camera. Thankfully, it wasn't in his line of sight.
Yeah, Ben taking a little snapshot of the score, and his flash went off, but no one saw it, only me. So this is the key shot here for Hsuan Kevin Cheng. Probably going to go back to where he's standing. The cue ball hit that rail and then pop back out for the 4.
It is true
in
what
a
they
pocket
say.
by the chalk.
The camera makes you 20 pounds lighter. Look at thin Mr. Lehman.
Hey, you've been saving that one?
No. They just come to me. They're just kind of built in. And sometimes they work, most times they don't.
Perfect position here.
Yep. Kevin is just looking nearly unstoppable. He's another one that you don't see get too frustrated or show too much emotion. But at the same time, from his performance, he's really got nothing to be frustrated about. So maybe there hasn't been any reason for him to be upset or show any emotion.
Unstoppable. (5-2). Kevin Cheng, I tell you, the way it's going, I mean, how can you stop him? You can't. If he keeps breaking and running on his break, it's 5, you know, nothing Chua can do.
You can't stop it.
Can't stop
You
it.
just can't stop someone that's breaking and running. Good news for whoever is knocked out here. They get a nice $5,000 payday.
(5-2). There we go.
Yeah, the loser of this match gets a nice $5,000 payday. The winner will be playing in the finals. I believe the finals are going to be taking place at 6 p.m. today.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Consolation finals at 4 p.m. with Niels and Torsten. Johann studying to see where the little gaps might be. No, he doesn't. I don't think he likes it where he's looking. Let's see how he can work with this. Oh no, wing ball went in.
One ball went in.
Oh, is he going to be hooked? Not sure. I think
Tough to tell from here.
Yeah, we don't know.
I think he can see part of it. I don't, from my personal opinion, I don't think you can see all of that 2-ball, enough to cut it.
It looks like he's going for it. Otherwise, he's lining up.
Yeah, he doesn't look too upset with it.
Make 3 balls there. Makes this. It's all over, this game. Made it.
Beautiful. So the 8-ball was tricking us a little bit there. The winner of this match will play Carlo Biato or Hsuan Cheng for the championship and $10,000.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei and the Philippines took the final 4 spots, shut everyone else out. I think that you're going to see a lot of that in the future as well.
We need to get America to step their game up.
You know what? I'd love to see a Moscone Cup between Chinese Taipei and the Philippines. That would be quite something. For a style like that. Unless they have one already, I don't know.
I don't know. Philippines could probably take on the world. Must be something in the water down there. They all seem to play well. Needs this to slow down. I think he'll be all right. A little harder than he wanted, but no harm, no foul.
He's a little uncomfortable with the way the ball's bouncing off the cushions. He has to get used to it quickly, though. This is all he can do. Do his job, break and run, and just hope Kevin Cheng, something happens. Maybe gets hooked after the break or something. That's all he can do, Johann. Do what he's doing.
So Chua back within one, excuse me, gets one back. He's back within 2.
Ben.
Yes?
I have had a message via social media about your voice, your smooth talking voice. And it's from a publisher. They want you to do audiobooks. And this is a connection I have. And I have had, via that connection, another message. They want you to do the voice of like a GPS or sat-nav, as we call it.
Gosh.
You know, turn left and that kind of stuff. So we have, after the tournament, I'll get you all the contact information. Things are looking good, buddy.
You're making big career moves here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for anybody who truly has had some kind words to say. I might have a future in audiobooks or voiceovers. We'll see.
And in different languages, you could, you know, in French, tournez à gauche, puis tournez à droite. You know, stuff like that.
I'm going to need a little more education before I go that route, sir. But we do sincerely appreciate everybody that has supported the stream, has had some nice things to say on social media, Easy Billiards, things of that nature. They have been making their way back to us, and we do appreciate all the kind things that have been said.
And then there's other things like, I got a message, you're not funny, who do you think you are? Thanks, Jay Helford.
Oh, good old Jay Helford. I love Jay. Great guy. He's had some nice things to say. Jay, if you're watching, hello. Good afternoon, wherever you are. I believe you're in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken.
Talking about tournament directors, he was wonderful. I remember playing in his, I think it was a bar table championships, and well, so many tournaments he directed. And always went smoothly.
Bit of a player too himself, I believe, at one point. Commentator.
Everything, yeah. Lovely guy.
Extremely familiar voice when watching pool. He may have commentated, what, darts or something else too, maybe? Snooker, darts, no?
I don't think he did.
No? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know about darts. Maybe. We see John Lehman taking his time. He wants to make sure he gives these players the tightest rack as possible. Kevin likes that. He just had one quick look.
It didn't take him long to accept this rack.
We're watching for that 7-ball, the turquoise 7-ball on the left-hand side, the wing ball, and parking the cue ball. And the next thing is, where's that one going? Will it go up table for position where his hand is now?
History repeats itself.
Look at the one. Oh, it got kicked like last time. Not sure if it goes in the side.
Can't tell quite from here.
Made 2 balls. Kind of stopped the cue ball, just wandered a little bit.
See which ball he's addressing here. He's looking at the 2, which makes me think the 1 ball is on offer.
See, what Johann needs is Kevin to be hooked there. There's some kind of opportunity. And that's what he's hoping for.
Wow.
You know, I was going to call it bank, but then I said to myself, I think the 4's in a way, so I didn't say anything. But what a beautiful shot.
That was. Hopefully I'm not jinxing him, but that's a game-winning type of shot right there. I do apologize if there's a little bit of background noise. This place is filling up quick. People having fun, people ordering food and drinks. We are at Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas.
And a lot of people, you don't see it on the camera, they're sitting. You think, oh, it's empty. No, they're all sitting on the other sides, but it's like behind the cameras.
Yeah, they're on the rail over here, if you will. And they just keep coming through the door.
Yeah, a lot of the former players are coming to watch the finals, semifinals, and finals, and support their buddies playing here. The whole Chinese Taipei contingent are here now.
The Taiwan Typhoons. Fargo number 2 in the world just walked in the building, Johann Cheng.
He was playing late last night with Naoyuki Oye. They were playing a match. I was playing next to them.
Boy, quite the character. Very animated. Cheng looking really good here. Leading 5-3. 2 balls away from a 6-3 lead.
Number of ways to play this. Maybe 2 rails out. 1, 2.
Good call.
Out. Let's slow down. Perfect.
And Cheng does so successfully, taking a 6-3 lead. Over Johann Chua, sorry.
I was going to say, box office boy has just walked in. Sauntered in, as they say.
Ballet Boyas.
He's going to get himself a nice salad or something. He's so healthy nowadays. Oh, they're taking a timeout.
All right, the score is tied up. Tied up. The score is 6-3 in favor of Kevin Cheng. Both players have decided to take a break. We will do the same, folks. We'll be back in just a couple of moments.
Okay, we are back. They just took a little 5-minute timeout. So as we're seeing, Hsuan Cheng is unstoppable at the moment. Chua, all he can do is just hope something changes, but nothing much you can do with alternate break format when both players are breaking and running out at this point. What do you think, Ben?
You said it.
Yeah.
I'd just be repeating you at this point. You summed it up very well.
Yeah, all he can do is just focus on his own job, Chua, and then hope for the best.
He can't control Cheng. All he can do is control himself and try to hold control of the table. As we've seen so far, time and time again, the break has proven to be such a massive factor in these matches.
Made a ball. Cue ball got kicked.
I think he's turned out pretty good.
Not sure about that one. I mean, it's a tough off-angle combo if it doesn't squeeze in. I mean, makeable. We will find out. We're not sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good call with the combo. I don't believe there's enough room to squeeze the one by, and if there is, I still think it's a little bit risky.
If he gets down and shoot, then it goes, because he'd had a look there. If it was a combo, I think it'd take more time. What do you think?
I agree. You're right.
We're looking at the monitor for the viewers, just like you, so we can only see what you see.
And we've got a number of spectators between us and the table. Wow.
Oh, he made something. That counts.
Kind of tapping the table. I don't know if that was a frustration tap or if that was just kind of...
That's an apology tap, I think.
An apology, acknowledgement tap toward Kevin Cheng, kind of Chua's way of letting Kevin know that was not intended and I apologize for what happened.
He played safe there. That's where he wanted to be, a little further.
I say he's nearly 50% to pocket this ball. I think if he had 10 attempts at this shot, he pockets 5. I think the smartest shot is to go 2 rails. If he kicks directly in the face of the one ball, one rail and hits it perfectly clean, I suppose there's an opportunity of following it in. If he opts to use the head rail as the second rail, he eliminates that scratch possibility should he pocket the one ball, but increases the possibility of scratching if he hits the backside of the one ball.
We got lucky, he waved his hand.
Kevin Cheng got away with one there. Good hit, but has left nothing easy for Johann.
It's tough when trying to get back in a match and just can't. Things aren't going away slightly. Although he did smash at that one and luck in the 6, so I suppose you can't complain too much. It's a tough shot, this one. You can just see the edge.
I don't know what I would do here. Maybe bank the 1 as far to our right as he could. Use the 2 ball to kill the cue ball and just pray that I get cover off to the right-hand side with the 4 and the 7.
He's kicking at it.
Higher percentage with that kick shot.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash.
First thing that came in my head. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that ball jumped. Yeah, the cue ball jumped in the air when he hit it and died a little bit. Got a kick shot, as we say in England.
I'll be banking this one.
I don't know.
I don't see him ducking here.
He could duck. I think 6-3 down, you're right, though. He might just say, come on, let me get back in this.
It's not the toughest bank, and it does have fairly built-in position for the 4 in the same pocket.
He's ducking. No. Oh, cue ball.
Oh, no. Unless
Cue
he gets hooked.
ball.
Oh, look at this.
That's a funny game, this one.
Yeah, it is. We've seen 3
Yeah.
momentum swings in 1 rack.
I told you he was ducking. Just what he played. I mean, obviously, must win for Chua this game, more than Kevin. If Chua loses this, Kevin's breaking next. Oh my God. Good time to get on a phone for an Uber.
See, Kevin went for his jump cue. A lot of funny things could happen with this shot.
You can get a nice view to seating there. So much seating away from the table.
Yeah, they've kept it pretty private over there too, leaving plenty of space for the players and their equipment. They don't need to be surrounded by fans and spectators. They've done a pretty good job of keeping the arena separate. Is he going to hide behind the 4 and 7?
Cue ball popped out and left him. Big chance.
Excellent opportunity for Chua here. Just what he needed. He needed some breathing room from Cheng. Although I believe Cheng is breaking next.
Yes, he is.
Oof.
Yeah.
What was that?
His cue ball's off.
What was that? Unexpected.
Decelerated a little bit or something.
That's the second time this game we've seen him have a unexpected reaction with that cue ball. He's gonna fire this ball in there.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot, especially after getting out of line to come back with that. He's not comfortable the way they're bouncing off the cushions. You can see he's thinking, he's not flowing.
Got a little sweat on his palm.
Is this might be this might be his first TV table match?
No.
No?
No.
In the main event. Well, he was only in the main event. It wasn't in the qualifying. I'm not sure.
He was invited, yeah. He didn't have
Yeah.
to qualify.
I don't remember him on the TV table.
I think Carl and I commentated a match with him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to say for sure and be proven wrong. So
It's the first match I've seen him, but obviously I'm not sure.
So Cheng still leading 6-4 over Johann Chua. Cheng will be breaking off in rack number 11. Folks, we are coming to you from Griff's Billiards here in beautiful Las Vegas. This event is being sponsored by Predator Cues, Master Chalk, Diamond Billiard Products, Andy 988 Billiard Cloth. That green, beautiful cloth you see on the table in front of you. Accompanied by the Cyclop Hyperion pool balls. The Rio Hotel and Casino, also a sponsor of ours. Master is the official chalk. This event has been produced by CSI, brought to you by the WPA, the World Pool Billiard Association.
So I checked, Johann Chua has played one TV table match early in the tournament against Mika Immonen. He beat him, but he was 6-2 down and came back and won 8-6. So he hasn't played for a couple of days now on this table. And just doesn't look as comfortable as Kevin, who's played quite a few matches on this table in the last 2 days. cue ball lost a little bit. Wow, this is completely different. Made the one on the side.
Much different break than what we've seen so far.
Oh, we're not sure about this one.
He didn't play the cut break like he has been. He hit that one pretty full in the face.
Safety, maybe? Well, definitely safety, but which way? It's a Kevin Cheng special. Simple safety.
Good speed. Don't believe he's left an edge. So this ball will have to be kicked at, I do believe.
So that break there by Kevin Cheng, something he must have seen, maybe a little gap somewhere that changed things for him.
Made him
He had to alter his
change
attack.
his mind. Yeah, that's probably what happened there.
This ain't going to be good. I need to slow down.
Might be okay.
That's not
I
so
don't
bad,
know.
yeah. I thought it was going over a hole for a second, but he'll take that.
Chua didn't really have much there. He just gave it a good thump, kind of hoping for some sort of positive result. Didn't turn out too bad. Certainly could have been worse. I believe Cheng, based on where he's pointing, wants to leave the 2-ball up table and bring the cue ball down in that 5-7-9 vicinity. And we have seen Kevin, knock on wood, we have seen Kevin's cue ball control on both the break and his safety play has just been almost unmatched. Kevin really taking his time here. Not sure what he's trying to figure out. Maybe he just wait until the exact line pops in his head. He could be ultra aggressive and go for the ultra thin cut. He went with shot number 1. And once again, controls the cue ball beautifully. All I can see is at first glance, is a possible one-rail escape with only about a third of that 2-ball available to be hit on that kick shot, maybe half of it. And that was what he was just looking at, going to this left rail below the side pocket, narrowly avoiding the 6-ball and hoping to clip the 2-ball. That was well played by Kevin Cheng. Chua failed to hit the 2. Safety paid off for Kevin. Cheng will have ball in hand here.
Once again, Kevin Cheng's safety play getting him an open opportunity, as we have seen all week. Cue ball.
To slow down.
Cue ball.
That's a big mistake.
Whoa.
Big mistake.
Wow, this is huge.
That was massive.
If Chua wins this, he gets back to 6-5. He's breaking. This match could turn. Oh, I'll put my glasses back on. Have a look at this. Well, it doesn't even look like the ball goes, but it must do.
Gave it a little head nod there like he wasn't happy. I'd be pretty happy with that position, I think. I'd certainly be happy to get ball in hand when my opponent...
Oh, he's out of line again, though, here. Wow, his cue ball, he's having so much difficulty getting position. Spinning right English, 3 rails for the 7, where his arm is, the back arm. Yeah, hitting off there. A bit lower down maybe than that. Made the ball. Slow down.
Is that cue ball
Slow
gonna end
down.
up?
Oh, he's having a bit of a nightmare there with the cue ball.
It's not what he wanted, but he does have a safety opportunity. Obviously, he doesn't want to let Cheng back at all.
Yeah, but these are wide open tables he's not getting out of. Okay. Disappointed. He has to have this game, Chua.
And if he'll go rail first and spin over into it, trying to pocket it to the lower left. Tough shot when the object ball's off the rail. That's what he's looking at. There's a little bit of a trick to this shot. And if you know that little trick, it makes pocketing this ball significantly, makes the chances of pocketing this ball significantly increase. Most people know how to do it when it's frozen to the rail or very, very close to frozen. There's a system or two out there that will help you in a position like this when you've got, you know, an inch or so of that object ball being off the rail, but still being able to treat it as that same rail first spin, kick, cut shot, if you will. Well played safety by Johann Chua. Really has Kevin Cheng thinking here. Got him in a funny spot.
Sold out. Just what Chua needed. Another chance.
Awkward cueing. Possibly going for an extension. Yep. He's actually, I believe, putting an extension on his extension. He's got 2 extensions on there now. Interesting. Did pretty good from where he was. Not bad. Still favored to get out here. Seen some twists and turns. Chua back within 1. And I do believe he will be breaking with the opportunity to tie the set up.
Wow. What a game that was. Quite a few mistakes from both players. Must win for Chua, and he got it done. It all started because Kevin Cheng's break, he couldn't do the automatic one. Something was loose there slightly, and he had to change everything. And that's why Chua got to the table. Just the way it is in this format.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, or if you don't recall, this is a win by 2 format. So we could potentially end up 8-8, 9-9, 10-10. If we do end up with a score line of 11-11, we will have a 1-rack decider with a lag to determine who breaks that rack. We've already seen it a couple of times in this event. Chua checking out the rack before he tears it apart. This is rack number 12. Day 4 of stage 2 here at the WPA Players Championships.
He's switching. The other side was successful for him, I think, twice, and now he's switching sides. Must have changed on him again. No shot. Made a ball. I think you can see the edge of the one, but not sure what kind of shot lies ahead.
Yeah, tough to predict what he's going to do here, so I'm not going to make a fool of myself and try to guess.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we don't want to say anything because we're looking at a monitor. We can't tell, and you know, sometimes it's better just to wait. Obviously, nothing's automatic here. He's taking his time himself. That's no good.
I don't know about that. I don't believe the 1-8 combination is on offer, but the 1-8 carom certainly is. And that could be just a mistake that Cheng was waiting for. Although Cheng has been in control for the majority of this match, it's slipped away from him a little bit here in the last couple of racks. So Cheng with an opportunity now to put a little more distance between himself and Chua and bring himself a little closer to the finish line. Kevin taking a little extra time on this. Doesn't want to turn over the table on a foolish error.
Oh.
We could see tie ball game here in a minute.
Wow. Now the mistakes are coming into both players' games. I mean, this is to get in the final. There's going to be nerves. Wow, he played it like that. Oh, it must go on the side. I thought he was going to go long for the corner.
I don't think that goes on the side.
He goes close to the action a couple of times. That's the way he plays. He's fine. Wow. What a miss there. I mean, it wasn't easy, the billiard, but still. You expect him to make it. Kevin Cheng.
So that's going to be, I believe, 3 racks in a row. Cheng was up 6-3.
Yeah, I think they took a timeout, and then it could be he lost every game since.
Yeah. I don't see Chua making a mistake from here, so we are going to have tie action, tie ball game. And I believe it will be Kevin's break, Kevin Cheng.
Yep. Back on serve if Chua wins this one somehow. We'll finally get back on serve.
After all that.
I'll tell you, Chua's going to, if he gets out here, he's going to be the player with the momentum, feeling much better about his game and position. Kevin's had his chance the last 2 games to win. Made some unforced mistakes. Chua is going to tie this match up if he can make this 8 and 9. Six. We got action, and then we were saying a few times you have to win by 2. So if it goes up to 11-11, then it's a sudden death 1 game. They have to lag again, play 1 game to see who wins. That's if it gets to 11-11. So obviously the 1-9, and then the other balls just in any order. Some people put a 2 at the back when they were playing this tournament earlier. But with John Lehman doing this, he's just putting them in any old order they come out. Hsuan Kevin Cheng needs to settle down here and get back to what he was doing best. Stopping a cue ball, making a ball or 2, and getting position on the 1.
Yeah, the momentum certainly has shifted in the last 3-4 games.
8 ball is the wing ball. That should go in the pocket we're looking at. It did. Cue ball almost stopped. The 1 is where it normally is.
Is the 5 going to spoil the party?
I think it is. He might be able to see the edge, but not enough to make it. Wow, this match is now a nail biter. A few games ago, we were thinking, how's Chua going to get back into this game? He's back now.
He certainly is. Looking to put the 1 ball, I believe, where he just pointed. Bank the 1 ball down table, leave the 3 ball up, or excuse me, the cue ball up table near the 3. I think is what he was drawing out there. Either that or leaving the 3 behind the 5. I keep referring to it as the 3. Leaving the cue ball behind the 5, excuse me. Well, he's left distance, but he's left the full ball exposed. Referee John Lehman coming over to verify whether or not that 1 ball is frozen to the rail. I think they quickly determined it is not. Oh, that was really nicely played. That was extremely creative. And that was all by design, too. He's a 7-ball to kill the cue ball. That was not an accident. That was nicely done.
I'll tell you what, if Kevin Cheng leaves this ball on, this could be the match. 6-6. Chua would go up 7-6 if he leaves an easy out. Breaking 8-6. This is such a huge shot here to hit this ball and somehow get safe. Or knock it in, luckily, somehow.
This is a very important ball for Kevin Cheng here. Important rack for both players, but Kevin needs to do something to slow down that Chua Express.
He's hit it. However, he's left a shot. Long distance, but still a good chance for Chua. 2 balls, not easy to get position on. Put the best stroke he ever hit. Draw all the way back to where he's standing, 2 and a side. Don't think he's going to play like that, though. He's got to get over there, though. It's not enough. He can see the ball. Don't think he can make it.
Yeah, tough to tell from here if he's got the entire ball or not.
No. Don't think he's got enough.
He's having a funny time setting his bridge, too. I think he's bridging right over the point. Yeah, a little bit awkward there with his left hand. You see him, he's changed positions 4 or 5 times now. He can't get a comfortable bridge on top of having a difficult shot in front of him. Like what he did there. He just kind of stood back up, reset, rather than staying there and frustrating himself.
Might be just playing a simple safety. 2 ball across table, cue ball behind a 4. Where's that 3 ball going? Left a shot, I think. Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, the 2 ball did leak out there. I wonder if he will be attacking here or not. That corner pocket is a little more inviting with that 3 ball there. I think that's more of an amateur shot as far as shot selection goes at this point in the match.
Chua had a big chance here. Though. He had a nice shot at the 1. It was long, but just got out of line. Hit it maybe a bit full, or just didn't get into it enough. It was a big opportunity missed. We can't tell here, can we, Ben, how much you can see of this?
Yeah, I don't think he has enough to play it to the lower right.
He could go safety up and down, Andy to Andy logos, and cue ball behind a 7. But I can't see the angle at all. It looks like he's doing something else.
I think he's banking at this 3.
Yeah.
At least giving himself a chance.
Missed it. Oh, made it. A 2-ball. How's that going?
Might have been them both. That'd be quite a shot.
That was a good shot, though.
And he's left with a reward.
Wow.
He's got a window and an awesome shot on the 2-ball. So a good shot followed up by a bit of good fortune for Kevin Cheng. Being aggressive has paid off, at least for the time being.
There was a match, was it Kevin against Sean Wilkie? He made some great banks, I think. Was it him?
I didn't see that match. Was that a feature match?
It was a TV match.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that one.
I mean, same kind of thing. Right in the match, he fired in banks and this and that. I don't know, 1-ball or something.
See, Kevin's in a little bit of a mental dilemma trying to figure out how to get position on this 4-ball. Does he want to spin under the 7? Take a little bit of a longer, tougher shot? Or do you risk threading the cue ball up between the 6 and 7 like that? And he was rewarded yet again. Great shot. Perfect side of the 4-ball. Again, that was tougher than he made it look to navigate through 4 balls of traffic and end up in that position. I'm not a fan of how quickly he got down on that ball and shot it. You know, for players that are typically fast-paced players, that's fine, but he hit that ball. He got down and hit that ball much quicker than he typically does. However, he's okay. 3 balls away from reclaiming the lead. And as we've seen so far, no lead is safe.
That ball wobbled.
So it's been a little dicey the last couple of racks. Kevin Cheng handles his business here in rack number 13, leading by a score of 7-6 over Johann Chua. Folks, we're coming to you live from Griff's Billiards here in Las Vegas. Today is Friday, April 19th, 2019. And I say that just in case someone pops up on YouTube 10 years down the road and they see this, they know when and where it took place. This event has been sponsored by Andy Cloth, Andy 988 Billiard Cloth, that beautiful green cloth you see on the bed of that 9-foot diamond table. Master Chalk is the official chalk of this event. Predator, the official cue of CueSports International. Also want to say thank you to How Tips. Check out facebook.com/HowCues, or HowQ, excuse me. And a thank you to the Rio Hotel and Casino. We do have some of our national and world championships coming up there in July, as well as the Predator World 10-Ball Championship. We are using Cyclop Hyperion pool balls. And this event has been produced by CSI and brought to you by the WPA. John Lehman ensuring a nice tight rack here in rack 14. Johann Chua to break. This is a race to 9. Win by 2. If we end up tied at 11 apiece, we will have a 1-rack decider to determine who moves on to the finals and who settles for 4th. This is single elimination, so there is no backside.
Wow, he's changing it again. Going more towards the middle of the table with a cue ball.
3-ball went straight in the hole, so he saw a little sliver or something somewhere.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it is.
He stopped the cue ball, it got kicked, and it got kicked to an okay position here. must have been legal, yeah?
Yeah, I was just looking over at John Lehman. I didn't get a chance to address all the object balls. I know one was pocketed. Clearly one ball has tracked up past the head string. John Lehman, our head referee, one of the best in the business. I'm sure he had his eyes on the table.
Yeah, I think 607 must have come in and out, yeah.
Yeah, John didn't step in and say anything, so it must have been legal. As we said earlier, there is a 3-point rule on the break. You must pocket 3 balls or have 3 balls cross the head string for it to be a legal break. Nicely controlled there.
So this is a shot. If you can get on this 4, everything else will be fairly simple. Easier said than done at this angle, though.
Yeah, it's tough to get up onto the right side of the 4 from here. I don't know if he'll try to hold this with inside or spin around 3 rails.
Oh, he hit that nice if he gets a beautiful. You have to give that a whack.
Yeah, he did. He hit it great. Hit it great.
Might be going to a ball here, can't tell.
I think he can just roll this in with a touch of inside, maybe come to that long rail, avoid the 7. And I'm wrong.
That's still a nice shot, though. A little short again.
A little straighter than he wanted. I think he's going to leave himself a pretty steep angle on this 7 ball. You can see where he's kind of looking. He's probably only going to draw this ball back about 5 or 6 inches. He doesn't want to be straight on the 7. Yeah, he's not going to move it much. He wants a nice steep angle to come back across table for position on the 8 to the lower left.
Definitely don't want to overhit this, so his speed's been off. Don't overhit it. Don't overhit it now, Chua. He's only gone and overhit it.
It's tough to tell.
No, look at him.
Our camera angle, it's tough to tell. His facial expression pretty much
Don't overhit
says it all.
His cue balls all over the place this match. He's so uncomfortable. But that shot there, you got to say to yourself, I cannot go low. I can't go anywhere high. You're good. You just can't go too far. Oh, Chua, you're killing me, Smalls.
Little Sandlot reference there.
Come on, one time, Chua. Tie it up. Oh, God.
Well, who do you have money on?
Nah, I just want to see. I just want to see a good match.
I know.
I don't want him seeing. He's a lovely guy. I don't want to see him making these mistakes.
So that was massive, extremely crucial. This is going to put Kevin Cheng on the hill and breaking.
Damn, that was unbelievable. Well, all you amateurs out there, you can see at the highest level, everyone makes mistakes. Combination of nerves and just being a little uncomfortable.
You mentioned
it happens to everyone.
You mentioned prior to the shot on the 7, prior to him hooking himself, you mentioned him having issues with speed control throughout this match. What I've noticed is he's tend to come up short when he's off on his speed play. It's usually short. So I wonder if maybe that played in his mind a little bit. Don't come up too short. You've been coming up short numerous times. Maybe that played a little bit of a factor and was a bit of a reason as to why he overrolled that ball for position.
It happens to me, Ben, when I'm struggling with the speed of the table, the way the cushions are bouncing. I don't play well because I can't just flow. I'm always thinking, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? He's going to bounce. Where's it going to go? And I think that's what's going in his mind. He can't just flow like he normally does. He's always second guessing himself, and it's in his arm, it's in his mind at the last second. He's just uncomfortable a little bit with the speed.
Yeah, that was one revolution too many.
It's not over though. There's a lot of twists and turns so far. Can there be another one or two? But
Yeah, we've already seen Chua from a bigger deficit than this come back and tie it up. So
yeah.
anything could happen.
And he was 6-2 down on Mika. Mika was on the hill, and he came back and beat him 8-6 on this table. So I'm not counting him out yet. But it all depends on what happens here. Cheng could put him away. Park that cue ball. Made a ball.
It's a legal break. He's got a shot on the one.
Oh, this could be it. If it goes.
Looks like he put his hand on his hip in dismay for a moment, but from our angle,
that goes.
yeah, he's good. So the only thing that can come between Cheng and the finals of this event would be himself at this point. He has all the tools in his arsenal, and he has this wide open table at his disposal. So we'll see, can he handle the pressure knowing that this is potentially a hot seat match? You could call it that. This is a single elimination tournament, so there are no second chances. And he's not happy with it. I don't understand. Maybe it doesn't go.
No, I think it goes.
It looked like it does.
Wow, he's looking. No, it goes. He's looking at position. I mean, if anything, it just cheats to the far point.
Well, we had a great camera angle there, and you could see, I mean, to us, it looked like it passed. And
I mean, at least 95% of the ball, you know, it might be a hair, but nothing you can't cheat. I think he's just, you know, taking his time kind of thing. It goes. You just think about position. Definitely goes.
It certainly does.
Just slow play the nuts, as they say in poker. Well, you go out of line though here a little bit. Just a touch. Wanted a bit more angle off the cushion.
I always slow play poker.
Oh, no.
But Kevin, a little funny here. He's going to thump this ball. It's going to have to be struck pretty firm with some good amount of spin to get away from that rail. And depending on which type of spin he puts on it, he's going to need to avoid that 5 ball. He could be tracking toward that. If he elevates and shoots down, I don't believe the 5 comes into play at all. But if he opts to power this ball forward with some top spin, the 5 could play a factor. I think he will just kind of stun this ball back as close towards center table as he can. Did very well given the circumstances there. He was elevated and nearly straight in. Didn't have a whole lot of angle to play with.
It's going to come out for the 5 in the side.
Kevin Cheng 6 balls away from playing the finals of the WPA Players Championship right here. Beautiful sunny Las Vegas.
Better watch his shirt here.
I think we saw 84 degrees outside this morning. My apologies to anyone sitting in snow right now. And at the same time, I'm halfway jealous.
Gotta watch his cue on the 7 ball. Now this is looking good for Kevin. That's where he wants to be, a little angle to get from the 6 to the 7 afterwards. Can he hold it together and finish these off?
Kevin looking to spin the cue ball 3 rails per position on the 6. You can see where he was pointing with his cue stick there.
Interesting.
I believe that's the line he wants that cue ball to travel. He could also draw it with some left-hand spin and come into that same line. He took the more natural path.
Could there be one last twist here? Maybe a little skid or something?
I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think so, but it's been a funny match.
Cheng pretty dialed in. And certainly does not want to allow Chua the opportunity back to the table. That is for sure.
For a second there. Thought he overcut it.
You just want it to be dramatic, don't you, Jason?
I just had a feeling it would go hill or something.
We like these plot twists here and there.
It's actually getting close to the 2 o'clock match. What time is it?
1:51.
Yeah.
We're on pretty good time. Pretty good time slot.
Hey, I think we jinxed it. We said no one's playing slow. Meanwhile, this match has gone almost 2 hours.
I wouldn't say these two are playing slow. They're not playing, run around the table. Jason Shaw, call boys speed pool fast. But this match it has gone, close to the distance.
Look at this. No, he's good. Now, Kevin's been playing a little steady, sometimes taking minutes plus each shot.
Yeah.
But, it's important, obviously.
We played, what is this, 15 racks? I think this is rack 15 here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about 7.5 racks an hour, and they took a little bit of a break, and we're still going to finish a little bit ahead of schedule.
This is it. 8 and 9. This 9 to get to the final.
Kevin Cheng defeats Johann Chua by a score of 9-6. In 8 minutes, we will have Carlo Beato versus Yulong Chang on this very same stream. Thank you.
Kevin Cheng of Taiwan, a 9-6 winner here in the semifinal over the Philippines' Johann Chua, and moves through to the final here at the WPA Players Championship. Kevin, congratulations, you're into the final. A little bit nervy, nervous action there at the end, and a very tough match, very difficult match against Johann Chua. How do you feel that you played today?
In the first couple break, I think both of us got some mistake, but I played better than him at the beginning. So I think when before the timeout at 6-3, I played almost perfect. Just like the first couple break, I missed 2 shots, 1 shot I think at the break and the scratch. And when we come back after timeout, I think I just a little bit messed up. I missed 2 easy shots when it's 6-3 when I was up, and he played almost like a perfect. I have no shot. I think the most important is like 6-6. He missed the 7, 8, 9, and I got a ball in hand. I think that's the key points. Yeah.
When he is all week, Johann has come back from being down and managed to win about 3 matches. Were you worried when he came back to tie it at 6 that he had all the momentum and that maybe you'd be in trouble?
Yeah, of course, because I got some mistake. I got a bad roll. I think it makes sense, but I think when 6-6 tie, I think just like I say, just play my own. Just don't put too much pressure on myself, and just play my own. If I play good, I'm gonna win this tournament. And I play bad, I lost. Makes sense.
Although you looked under pressure on that last rack, but it's always like that, isn't it, in a big tournament?
Yeah, it's very like a last rack. I got more pressure on it because I know if I miss any shot, I gonna lose this match. So I gonna thank God there's no shot clock for me, so I can take my time, just play slowly and enjoy the pressure.
All right, what are you going to do now? You have a few hours until the final. Will you leave here or will you hang around the Griff?
Go back because I buy a house just close here. I go back to take a rest and I'll come back.
Any preference if you want to play, make it an all-Taiwan final with Chang, or would you like to play Beato? Or any preference?
Of course, I wish Taiwanese player still going to the final, but this is tournament. You never know. Just good luck for them.
Okay, Kevin Chang through to the finals. Congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate.